Once Human's new Visional Wheel content has arrived, and it's the return of the Blood Moon. This is a full guide to all of the content you'll be able to experience. If the server you're playing on is already a Visional Wheel server, Starfall inversion has now ended and will be automatically replaced with Lunar Revelry, an upgraded version of Lunar Oracle. From 7 PM to 7 AM game time, the Blood Moon will rise, driving the whole world into a frenzy. Your character will be inflicted with the Lunacy debuff, rapidly draining your sanity while drastically reducing any sanity recovery effectiveness. However, with risk comes reward. While under the effect of lunacy, players will also receive increased experience gains and gathering yields. The lower your HP, the higher the gains, up to an amazing 100% bonus, meaning you can level twice as fast and get double the resources when gathering. However, the Blood Moon doesn't take kindly to your greed. When picking up any items while under the effect of lunacy, a deviant raid can trigger. This spawns multiple waves of enemies at your location, with their difficulty matching that of the player that triggered them. The primary gameplay loop of Lunar Revelry is to collect unique items from settlements. You will encounter lunar-influenced enemies including deviants, vultures, and the Rosetta. The entire world has gone mad, making all enemies highly aggressive. There are additional lunar deviant spawns at every camp while adding in many elites. And there is a chance for any elite deviant to be replaced with a Lunarspawn. These take the form of corrupted metas. They wield automatic firearms, have very high health, and damage. But they are also able to use activators to heal themselves, throw grenades, and even use drones. In Lunar Revelry, Lunarspawn have received a deadly upgrade. They are now capable of summoning their own deviations to help them in the battle against us. Lunarspawn are one of the most powerful enemies you can face in Once Human, and should be fought with caution, preparation, and with friends. When under Lunacy, enemies defeated will drop Lunar Whispers for use on loot crates and the event shop. In Lunar Revelry though, holding this currency will catch the Moon's Gaze. A stacking debuff that once maxed out will have the Lord of Moonlight appear from the shadows to steal some of your Lunar Whispers and your identity before fleeing. It can be tracked down with an icon on the map where it will have a squad of Lunarspawn to defend itself. When near death, it will even use an adrenaline shot to revive itself and clone nearby players. And in some rare cases, it can even transform into a stronger version. When defeated, the Lord of Moonlight will drop a rare loot crate that can be enhanced by spending Lunar Whispers. Regular versions of these loot crates can also be found in settlements with elites or Lunarspawn guarding them. These event loot crates contain unique items, recipes, formulas, animals, deviations, and mod selection boxes for the old Lunar Mods or the new Crescent Mods. The old Lunar Mod suffixes are for chest and helmet slots, which randomly roll either damage reductions from deviants or damage increases to either weapon, crit, weak spot, status, and elemental damage. These bonuses increase based on how injured your character is, encouraging the high-risk, high-reward gameplay style. Whereas the new Crescent Mod suffixes are for gloves and helmet slots, which also randomly roll damage increases from any of the previous options. These damage increases are based on how much shielding your character has, making these an interesting addition with all of the shield options in the game now. For obtainable item formulas, you have the Lunacy Suppressant, an injector to remove lunacy, the Lunacy Stimulant, an injector to gain lunacy if it's been lost, the Sedative Activator, an injector to heal sanity through the lunacy's debuff, red Fertilizer for crop mutation and yield boosts, mixed animal feeds that boost tameness of the animals, and lunar plasma missiles, which do increased silver plague damage based on sanity loss. For food recipes, you can find the Surprise Spring Roll, which increases elemental damage and doubled if low HP, Roulette Dumplings, giving a random effect or all of them during Lunar, and Unusual Braised Meat, increasing damage reduction when low sanity. There are 4 lunar animals and their respective skins to be used in crafting armor. There are 6 returning Lunar Oracle deviations and 3 new Lunar Revelry variants to collect, each with a unique lunar-themed passive. To go with all of these rewards, there is an event where you collect Lunar Whispers with a weekly limit. These will go towards a total progress to receive cosmetics while this Visional wheel is out. Because of that limit, you will need to play at least a little bit for a few weeks to get all of the rewards. This time though, there is a unique event, Trial of Misfortune. During Lunar Revelry, you will receive a second currency called Lunar Essence. This can be spent in the Trial of Misfortune to vote for additional modifiers to the Lord of Moonlight in other player-based regions, essentially allowing the regions to either work together or duke it out to get the highest score and rewards. So if you're a new player and feel intimidated by the difficulty of Lunar Revelry, here's some tips. You can drink ale to stop sanity loss while keeping your lunacy. This way you can farm without worrying about being low HP or attacks from the Fool Deviant. You just won't get the added drop bonus for low HP. Bring lots of adrenaline shots to revive. If you fully black out, you will lose the lunacy buff and be unable to open loot crates. Lunarspawn are some of the toughest enemies in the game. Don't underestimate them, and maybe bring some friends. If your gear isn't up to snuff, I recommend playing a support role. Use Frost Vortex weapons with the Stealth Walker chest piece to lock down the Lunarspawn and surrounding enemies. This way, they are less of a threat to your friends. This method also allows you to solo them as long as you have some decent star levels and mods. That's everything for Visional Wheel Season 2 Lunar Revelry. If I missed anything, make sure to let everyone know in the comments. YouTube is going to recommend you a video on the left, and my entire guides playlist will be on the right.